Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Anita, and this is Holding a Hand Through Hell. Um, the reason that I started this channel was because I am writing a book under the same name. It will deal with mental health and has to do with, who came um, before us, and how they helped us or how we found out or encouraged by those people and or affected our lives affected by those people, how we handle our own mental health challenges and how we affect others, and whose hand are we holding going through those difficult challenges and times, right? I do want to get some housekeeping out of the way first. Before we start, I want it to be very clear from the very beginning that this is a safe zone. This is sharing and dialogue and open communication and honesty and, not tearing down people, building people up, finding out information, learning as we go. This is going to be a journey. I'm I've been so nervous and so afraid of starting this, and I've talked about it for so long with so many different people. And there are a few people who have affected this decision, um, of me making this choice to do this. And I just want to thank everybody who loves me and who I love and who I care about and who was brave enough and honest enough to talk with me about this subject. Um, Mental health can be extremely challenging and quite overwhelming, especially when you're talking about psychosis and dealing with mental health professionals and the hospitals and all of that, which we'll be going into as well. This is my very first video and I'm extremely nervous, so I'm going to make this like not probably won't be the longest video I'll ever do, but it's definitely the first one. So I just need you to know that this is a safe space and that no hate speech, talking down to, belittling, berating, calling names, anything like that is going to be tolerated. You will be kicked out. I don't care how many times, if you set up a new account, try to come back in, it doesn't matter. If you're going to do the same thing, it's going to happen again. Like I said, it's a safe space to offer hope and to push the conversation in a positive direction, and maybe possibly help come up with maybe some ideas or something to help with a solution instead of being part of the problem, being part of the solution. And I think that that is extremely important. So again, no tolerance of any kind of hate speech, name calling, whatever. You can disagree with me all you want. That's fine. You can disagree with whoever, as long as it's respectful. If it's respectful, then fine. If it's not respectful, not fine. Not going to happen. It is my channel, and I'm not going to change that for anybody for any reason whatsoever. Okay. So, yeah, that's, I don't like talking about negative stuff, but that part of it, I do need to, because I've heard so many stories from other creators and other channels of being harassed and doxxed and stuff like that. And I just won't tolerate it here. Okay. Um, Mental health is extremely challenging in and of itself. I have, like I said, my own biases. I didn't even realize I had up until about a year ago. I had been given a diagnosis, and I, with the stigma that goes along with whatever diagnosis you're given, it's hard, even for yourself to face. And so this last year, I've really come to terms with the fact that I do have this diagnosis and that it's not all that I am, right? Like, I'm my diagnosis, but I have to learn how to manage it and how to live my life and still be a good daughter, a good mother, an aunt, a niece, a cousin, a friend. You know, you can have blue eyes, brown hair, blonde eyes, whoever you are, or whatever type of person that you are. It's okay. Life is a journey, right? But we have to come through and we have to push past these labels that we're given. And that's part of what I want to do. And this is why my channel is called Holding a Hand Through Hell, and why I'm writing a book. I'm currently trying to write a book by this under the same title. And I hope you'll join me for that discussion. I think the more people that are involved in the discussion and just stuff and talk about it, the less stigma is given to it because it becomes more normalized, right? You're not afraid. You understand what's going on. Maybe you didn't know before and now you do. Oh, sorry. I thought I muted that. Um, but it, yeah, so it is. I lost my train of thought there for a second. Anyways, so it is more than just a diagnosis, right? So I am bipolar. Um, I didn't think I was bipolar. I thought I just had been dealing with depression my entire life, from as young as I can remember. At as long young as I can remember, and I have huge gaps in my memory. I don't remember a lot of my childhood or even my young adulthood. Um, so I'm trying to work through those issues. But I'm more than just that, right? I happen to love crafting. I love my family. I love especially my son. Love him to pieces. Um, and so it's a process, right? The way I wanted to start this was to show how that each generation, even going far back, dealt with mental health issues, right? So my great grandfather, my biological great grandfather, not my real great grandfather, but my biological great grandfather, had some type of mental health issue. And um, my great grandmother, who had all of her children by then, she had three boys and a daughter, who her daughter is my grandmother, which I call Nana, and and my great grandma I call Grandma. Loved her to pieces. She was like my mom. She was everything to me. Anyways, when she was a young woman and was married to my biological great grandfather, he apparently was extremely abusive and violent, and he had threatened to hurt her and the children. And she had gone to the sheriff's station and stuff at the time. And you have to remember at that time, that was during the 1920s. So times were different, even for women and families and men, right? So he apparently had a access to a gun. And she had left him with the three babies because one of their children had passed away. But they uh, she went to go work at a boarding house for room and board for her and her children, and then she would take in laundry and bake. So apparently he showed up at the boarding house and uh, got into an argument with her, and she ran upstairs. And he started to run up after her. And apparently a stranger got in the way and told him that he wasn't welcome to stay there and he needed to leave. Well, what my great grandfather did was he went into the middle of the street, called up to my grandmother's window for the room she was in, and then when she came to the window, he proceeded to kill himself. I don't even know if I can say that on YouTube, but um, he apparently had been struggling. I'm not really sure. This is just a story. Well, no, it was in the newspapers back then, but I know that it affected my great grandmother deeply, and it did my nana as well. And he obviously had some mental health challenges for that. And back then, you just didn't talk about it, right? You didn't deal with it or talk about it. Now, you fast forward a little bit, and my nana has children. She had my father, my uncle, and two aunts. And my aunt, I have one aunt who was hospitalized and was diagnosed at the age of I think it was 18 or 19, with what they called at the time, sorry, what they called at the time manic depressive. So my nana and my papa tried to help her as much as they possibly could, right, from diagnosis forward through her life and the challenges that they had, but they didn't have the amount of support that is offered today. And even today's support is really not um, that really significant. I mean, they have more information, but it's not a lot of help when you're talking about families who get into the mental health care system and you're handed a bunch of papers in an already overwhelming situation, and there's only so much resources, right? So, like I said, this is a conversation. This is a whole um, gambit of stuff. Um, Back then, I don't know that they had the amount of resources that we have now, other than the fact that mental health significantly changed in the 70s when they closed a lot of the mental health facilities that they had, which significantly uh, changed the support that was given. In other words, the government and all the infrastructure, the baby was essentially thrown out with the bathwater. They just got rid of everything and threw people who were severely mentally ill and needing help um, to the streets. And that's wrong. Uh, like it or not, um, the way I feel about it, and this is just my personal opinion, it doesn't mean you have to agree, but I feel that as a society and as a person, as people, we have moral and ethical obligations to help those who cannot help themselves. And I don't know exactly what that looks like. I know that there's a lot of controversy, even in mental health, as far as what you can force a person to do or not force a person to do, or anything like that. So, we're going to be talking about that too. Um, like I said, I really don't want to make this too long, this first one. Number one is because I'm overwhelmed. I'm like, and I just, I had promised myself that I would do this before the end of the year, and my queen of procrastination has hit. And yeah, So, December 31st of 2023. Hello. You know, tomorrow's the new year, but I made it, right? I did it. I accomplished it. I did a video. Whoa, me. So, so here we go. I hope you will join me on this journey. I look forward to conversations. If not, I'm going to be looking forward to talking a lot. Sometimes I go off on tangents. Other times I can rein myself in pretty good, but I will try to make sure that when I'm talking about something, that I'm staying on task and on subject. I'd also love to be able to speak with and bring people in to talk, and just who might have a different opinion than I do or see things a little bit differently than I do. Because again, it's not just about me, right? It's about everybody. It's about just putting that conversation forward in a positive way to try to come up with solutions or discuss solutions that can become discussed more and hopefully mainstreamed or whatever it is, wherever this channel takes us. I have no expectations other than the fact that I'm doing this from a good place and the fact that I love people. I don't like seeing people suffer. I can't, that's just something I can't do. I try my best to help whenever I can. Um, I'm hoping that in the coming days, weeks, and hopefully years, that we can see positive strides and come up with um, maybe some solutions or some support systems or to be able to help each other, to be able to help each other. Leading with kindness and compassion. Um, because everybody deserves that, and we're we all have different facets of our life, and we're all a little bit good and a little bit bad, and I am no exception. I'm a good person, but I do have my issues too, you know. So I think that uh, going forward, I'm saying a lot, but like I said, it's my first video. Forgive me. It'll get better. I'm hoping to have a better camera, better equipment, hopefully soon. But if not, we'll get through it. Um, I started out with that story so that you realize that it is more than just talk. I have a lot of family experience. I have a lot of personal experience. Um, and I just want it to be good. I want there to be help for people. I'm tired of people. I'm tired of seeing people suffer and not receiving the kind of compassion and understanding that they need to be able to have the help that they need. Um, Even if that's to be able to talk and say, okay, what friend, what family can help in this situation or in that situation? Because we all have our certain tolerances, right, of what we're emotionally capable of handling. Sorry about that. Um, so not everybody can handle or tolerate the emotional commitment that comes with having somebody who has severe mental health issues in your family or your, you know, a friendship. So recognizing what you are capable of being able to help somebody with and what you're not, and being honest about that, but still caring for that person. To be able to say, I like you, I love you, but this is where I draw my line. I can't do this, but I can do this other thing. If you need help with this over here, I can help you with that, but I can't help you with this other thing. So it's being able to have those conversations, and in such a way as to where you're being heard, or the person that you're talking to is actually hearing it. Um, I think I think that that's where I'm going to leave it right at the moment. Um, I plan on trying to post something every day. We'll see. We'll see how that works. I don't know. We'll see how it works. I do want to offer a special thank you to Monica and Maya for encouraging me and talking to me. I mean, I've had a lot of people like Ryan and Kaylee and Carrie and my mother and Quancy and Samara and just a whole bunch of people encouraging me to do this. So yeah, so let's see how it goes and what kind of a journey that we're going to be on. Alrighty. Until tomorrow, have a great day and lead with compassion.